Hello guys, this is Marky again from Tech, and right here with me today is the Huawei Nova 7 5G. Before we start, if you're new in this channel, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you're an existing subscriber, then welcome back. Now let's take a look at the box first. As you can see, the Nova branding is very prominent sa box niya. And it also says, explore it on App Gallery. Well, alam naman nating wala ng Google Play Store si Huawei, so they're using their very own App Gallery to search for applications. At the bottom part, we can see the details of the phone. It's the Huawei Nova 7, 256GB of ROM, and 8GB of RAM. This is the midsummer purple na color, unlike sa silver one that you saw on the first video. At the right side, it's plain Huawei Nova 7. At the top part, Huawei logo, and another Huawei Nova 7 on the other side. Now, here's the SIM card pin, instruction card, and warranty card. There's also a clear rubber case. Oops. There you go. It's a soft one. The charging brick, which is the Huawei Supercharge na 40 watts. Now, mostly sa mga phones ni Huawei ngayon, mid-range to flagship level, they use this 40 watts charger, which is very fast. USB Type-C charging cable itself. The earphones na 3.5mm audio jack. And an adapter that you could use para magamit nyo kay Nova 7. Now let's talk about the overall build of the phone. This is a metal and glass sandwich na phone. On the back part and on the front, it's glass. Though Huawei did not mention if it has a Gorilla Glass front and back, fortunately meron siyang screen protector at the front and meron din at the back. Surprisingly, napakagaan ng phone. The overall weight of the phone is only 180 grams. Very premium yung build niya. When you hold the phone, it doesn't feel cheap. The display has a 6.53-inch OLED panel na merong 32 megapixel punch hole na camera at the front. At the back of the phone, the edges are curved. This is a well thought of design since when the phone is in your palm or hands, it easily fits or it's comfortable to use. Sa lower part ng phone, there's the single firing speaker, a noise cancelling microphone, USB Type-C na socket, and the location of the SIM card tray where you can put 2 SIM cards. Unfortunately, wala siyang expandable memory. On the left side of the phone, it's a clean slate. Meron lang siyang antenna bands. As you can see, dalawang guhit for better signal or reception. On the right side naman, you can see the power button and the volume and up button. The upper part of the phone has the proximity sensor and also 2 antenna bands para maganda rin yung signal ng phone and another noise cancelling microphone. Now, let's talk about the 4 rear cameras ng phone. At the upper part, meron siyang 64 megapixel f1.8 aperture na main lens and an 8 megapixel na telephoto lens, an 8 megapixel na ultra wide at isang 2 megapixel na macro lens. The design of the rear camera is pretty good. Mukhang professional yung design. And it says meron siyang 20 times zoom. It's a mixture of optical and digital. Ang ganda-ganda nung back ng phone. It's reflective. This is the purple one na pag tinapat mo sa ilaw, there's some letter na Nova inside. It's pretty good. And the phone itself is pretty thin. Wafer thin siya, guys. Ang kagandahan lang pag ganito ka thin and kagaan yung phone, kahit gamitin mo ng prolonged periods of time yung phone, hindi ka mahihirapan. Now, let's take a look at the capabilities of the cameras. Sa video, at 1080p 30 frame rates per second, acceptable naman ang stabilization niya. Just a note guys, it only has EIS or the Electronic Image Stabilization and wala siyang OIS or the Optical Image Stabilization. It's forgivable for this price range kasi normally yung may OIS are those flagship level na phones. Now, here are some sample shots from the main 64 megapixel na camera. Daytime shots are pretty good. May oversaturation lang when the AI mode kicks in. Pag na-detect niya na ang kinukuhanan mong photos are grass and trees. No other complaints sa main camera, only the oversaturation that the AI mode creates. You can disable the AI mode, though other people like saturated photos and others don't. It's your choice. Now on to the zooming capability of the phone. The 1x zoom or the normal photo. The 3x zoom. Note that when you exceed the 3 times zoom, 5 times zoom and 20 times zoom, it's only digitally cropping the photo or you're only zooming digitally. At 5 times zoom naman, the photos are really acceptable and can be used. When you're trying to take some zoom shots, there's also this factor na dapat yung hands mo are stable or hindi masyadong pasmado to greatly improve your photos when you're zooming. Siyempre, iba pa rin ng optical zoom pero you can't complain since this is an upper mid-range phone. Now let's go to the wide-angle camera. As you can see, this is the normal photo. When you use the wide-angle camera, you can capture a lot more area. Though I noticed that when you use the wide-angle camera, the saturation tends to drop and it's not as detailed as the main camera. Now on to the macro camera. It's a bit disappointing that this camera is below average. I try to be very still and keep the right distance to take the shots. But unfortunately, the details I get with this macro camera are not as good as macro cameras of other phones. But if you're just a casual user who just like to take pictures up close without focusing on the details, it will be just fine. Now, one thing that the cameras of Huawei are known for are the night shots or the night photography. These shots are taken around 6:30 p.m. And under this condition, the camera still gets some plenty details and very good to usable images. Turning on the night mode will greatly improve the photos. As you can see in here, this is the night mode. It's pretty useful if you take shots more on low light condition. Syempre, pag nasa new normal na tayo, gagala ka, gagabihin ka, and you'll find some places na you think na magandang kuhanan ng photos. Now, let's take a look at the battery and performance ng phone. It has a 4,000 mAh na battery which is acceptable for a mid-range phone. According to Huawei's claim, the battery can be charged up to 75% in 30 minutes. And it's really true. Maligo ka lang ng konti and pagbalik mo, you somehow get to that range of charge. Now, the phone is powered by the in-house Kirin 985 processor ng Huawei, which is a flagship processor that sits between the Kirin 980 and the Kirin 990 chipset. Gaming-wise and multitasking, wala kang magiging problema sa chipset na ito. Gaming continuously got me around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time with all settings max except for the brightness which I retained to 80%. Moderate gaming and casual usage of the phone got me around 7 to 8 hours of screen on time with the brightness at 60%. Of course, this will vary depending on the user, how you use the phone, and what is your usage pattern. Now, we haven't talked about 5G considering the main feature of this phone is 5G. Unfortunately, we did not have a chance to test it since 5G in our area is non-existing at the moment. Well, that's it guys, the Nova 7 5G. This is Marky and have a nice day ahead. Bye-bye!